Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2024 Out from the Shadows virtual conference. My name is Anthony Garibay, and I am blessed to serve as the Dean of the School of Arts, Humanities, and Education. I'm so proud of the work of Dr. Jackie Fowler and her awesome team in the English department, who created this conference and have continued to nurture its growth and impact. Thank you, Dr. Fowler, and thank you, English department. I'm also thankful for our presenters who will break open our minds and pour in knowledge and wisdom. I'm honored to stand before you today, or sit before you today, as we together embark on a journey of reflection, advocacy, and change. The acronym FROM, which stands for the forgotten, the rebel, the outcast, and the marginalized, calls us to examine the profound realities of those who exist on the edges of society, often unheard and often unseen. Yet, it is precisely these voices that are most vital as we strive to build a future that is more just, more inclusive, and more compassionate. This conference is not merely an event. It is a call to action. Let me repeat that. This conference is not merely an event, but it is a call to action. It is a reminder that the stories we choose to uplift, the people we choose to empower, can change the course of history. Let's begin with the forgotten. In our rapidly evolving world, countless individuals have been left behind, ignored by systems and structures that fail to recognize their inherent dignity. They are the poor, the displaced, the elderly, and those who are invisible in our policies and public consciousness. But today, we have the opportunity to bring them back in light. This conference is a chance to restore visibility, to challenge the narratives that render people invisible, and to remind ourselves that every human being has value. I challenge all of us to consider, how do we create spaces in our institutions, communities, and movements where the forgotten are not allowed, are not only acknowledged, but celebrated for their resilience and humanity? Next, we turn to the rebel. Throughout history, it has been the rebels, those willing to defy convention and challenge injustice, who have sparked revolutions, redefined norms, and transformed societies. These are the individuals who refuse to accept the world as it is and fight tirelessly for the world as it should be. In this room today, we are all rebels in our own way. Whether in academia, activism, or our everyday lives, we stand against systems that oppress and marginalize. We reject complacency and demand courageous change. What does it mean to be a rebel in today's world? How can we harness that spirit of defiance, not for division, but for unity, equity, and progress? Then we have the outcast. For many, being an outcast is a painful reality, a sense of being othered or excluded because of race, gender, sexuality, disability, or circumstance. But it is often from the margins that the most profound contributions arise. The outcast embodies difference, creativity, and a perspective that challenges the status quo. And as a society, we must shift from seeing difference as something to be feared to seeing it as a source of strength. What if instead of trying to assimilate or normalize those who are different, we celebrated their uniqueness? How do we as educators, as leaders, as change makers, create environments where being an outcast is not a mark of exclusion, but a badge of honor? Finally, we must confront the experiences of the marginalized. Marginalization is a complex web of systemic inequalities that disproportionately affect certain communities. be it based on race, gender, socioeconomic status, or identity. It manifests itself in education, healthcare, employment, and even within our legal systems. But today, we commit to standing in solidarity with the marginalized. It's not about charity, it's about justice. It's about recognizing our humanity is intertwined, and that when one group is pushed to the margins, we all lose a piece of ourselves. Our task is clear. How do we dismantle the structures that perpetuate marginalization? How do we create systems that are truly equitable, where no one is left behind? As we embark on this conference, let us keep the forgotten, the rebel, the outcast, and the marginalized at the forefront of our conversations and our actions. Each of these groups holds vital lessons for us as we seek to create a more inclusive and equitable society. This conference is about more than words. It's about listening deeply. It's about engaging critically. And it's about committing fully to the work of justice and transformation. Together, we can bring those who have been out in the shadows into the light of understanding, empathy, and empowerment. I thank each of you for being here. I thank you for your commitment, for your voice, for your contribution, and for your courage. Together, let's make this conference a place of reflection, resistance, and ultimately, resolution. Thank you.